Thank you, Madam President. Let me begin by acknowledging the briefings by Special Envoy Geir Pedersen and Under-Secretary General Martin Griffiths. Thanks for that. India supports the UN Secretary General's call on all parties to exercise the maximum restraint and avoid any further escalation. We attach the utmost importance to maintaining the ceasefire agreed between the various parties in March 2020 and reiterate as well the utmost respect for Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity. We are also gravely concerned, Madam President, about reports of the impact of increase in hostilities against civilians, including in IDP camps in Idlib. We emphasize that civilian and civilian infrastructure must continue to be protected in accordance with international law. Such acts of violence by neighboring states set us back on the pursuit for a nationwide ceasefire, as mandated by Council Resolution 2254 that was unanimously adopted by this Council in 2015. Madam President, India continues to support the Special Envoy's step-by-step approach, for in our view, his efforts towards making incremental progress by engaging with all parties is the only way to end this protracted conflict, which is now in its 12th year. To this end, we support the envoy's engagements with Damascus and the Astana guarantors, as well as with other regional partners, the UAE, Lebanon, and Jordan. We need to continue to build bridges of trust between all sides. On the humanitarian side, as Syria stares at a long and hard winter, the outbreak of cholera has further added to the woes of the Syrian people. We continue to urge for greater donor support for the humanitarian resource plan for Syria, which remains chronically underfunded and woefully inadequate to meet the humanitarian needs of over 15 million Syrians. We continue to call on OCHA to further increase the focus on early recovery projects, including power, water and health services, which are also meant to generate livelihood opportunities and support for the most vulnerable sections of the Syrian population, including the elderly, women and children. We must not politicize humanitarian development. We also look forward to the discussion on the Secretary General's report on humanitarian assistance to Syria due in December. Madam President, while it is true that all modalities of aid delivery must be explored for delivering aid to Syria, we continue to believe that the cross-border aid mechanism cannot be allowed to become an end in itself. We call upon OCHA and other UN agencies to continue to hold constructive engagement with Damascus for ensuring greater efficacy for cross-line aid operations. I will also add, Madam President, that as the chair of the Counter-Terrorism Committee of this Council, we continue to be concerned by reports of the resurgence of ISIS in the region and continue to call on all sides to tackle the menace of terrorism with utmost seriousness. Finally, Madam President, let me conclude with a brief report on the recent successful visit by Syria's Foreign Minister to India. During the visit, discussions focused on the reconstruction of Syria, including through extending humanitarian assistance and development support, capacity building for Syrian youth, as well as collaboration in sectors such as renewable energy, IT, and pharmaceuticals. India has already established a next-generation Center for Information Technology in Damascus last October and provided over 1,500 individual scholarships, including about 200 scholarships this year for Syrian students to continue their studies in India in diverse streams. We have recently organized artificial limb fitment camps, or the Jaipur Foot, in Damascus for the benefit of the Syrian population. India has also offered lines of credit worth US $280 million for building a power plant and a steel plant in the country. To conclude, Madam President, we stand ready to do more in the future to help our Syrian brothers and sisters in their hour of need. India's continued support to Syria in its endeavor for seeking lasting peace and stability remains steadfast and unwavering. Thank you.